So namaste. Thank you very much for the Bridgewater International College and Mr. Principal for inviting me this very much important program. I believe this program has a very great meaning and it can teach a wide range of the knowledge for the student about the United Nations and the international organization. So today I'm going to talk about the international organization and the United Nations and some of its functions and programs. So international organizations are established by the treaty or other legal instrument governed by the international law and possessing their own legal personality such as UN, IMF, WHO, or etc. International organizations are composed of primary members state, but also include other entities like international organizations. So these the treaties among the organization to establish the international organization are like as the constitutions of these international organizations. So international organizations have a special purpose and then permanent in the natures. So after the Second World War, the international community felt big need of the common organizations, and they decided to form the United Nations. And in 1945, the United Nations was established. At the beginning of the United Nations establishment, there were only 53 member states. But now there are 193 states are the members of the United Nations, and South Sudan is the youngest nations, and that got the youngest nations as a member, and that got the membership on 2012. And Nepal got the United members on 1955. So that is how the United Nations was formed. And then the purpose of the United Nations is to maintain the international peace and security, economic and social development, and promote the human rights in worldwide. So these are the broader objective of the United Nations, and the United Nations has been working for the peace, harmony, stability, human rights, economic developments, and these all things. So it is one of the organizations that connect the member it is the organization that connect the member state for the common purpose. So the member states are obliged to follow the UN United Nations Charter, and then they make the domestic law based on the UN Charter. So UN has the permanent structures. So General Assembly is the biggest body of the United Nations, where every state heads or every members meets once in a year, and then all the rules and regulations, program and plan passed in the General Assembly. So Security Council is another important wings of the United Nations, and Economic and Social Development Council is there, and International Court of Justice is another vital organ of the United Nations. And the United Nations regular phenomena and all coordination activities done by the Secretariat, and the Trusteeship Council is also there. So UN has 37 different organizations, including funds and program and specialized agency. Other entities and bodies are related organizations. So that is how the United Nations work in different thematic areas all over the world. Apart from the United Nations, there are some regional organizations which are formed, which are established by the broader understanding of the member country. Our world is very big, and then there are some regional level cooperation among the countries. Those countries who are in same types of geographical structure, they form the regional level cooperation, the regional level organization, that is called regional organization. Like in South Asia, we have SAARC. So that is also international organizations in the regional level. So likewise, there are some international organizations from the non-governmental level. So these non-governmental organizations also working to support the government and the people. These non-governmental organizations also working to flourish the relationship, democracy, human rights, and from the informal way, because they have their own working procedures, and they accept the country rules and regulation and work in collaboration with the concerned government. So this international organization, non-governmental organization, also like expanding the peace, security, harmony, uh, and development activities. There are two types of INGO basically we can find. One types of organization are working from the advocacy and lobbying, and the other types of organizations are working for the development activities. So these organizations also raise the local level issues and then bring that issues up to the international level. So this is how the international organizations are working. So if we talk about the wings of the different UN organization, UNESCO is the one of the major organizations that has been working for the education, science and cultural aspect. It is working to develop the science, educations and culture in the member state. So the UNESCO was established in 1945, and General Assembly is called in every 2 years. So the basic purpose of this organization is to, as I told, extension of the education, science and cultures, and also extension the peace and friendship. And also it record the international day, and it coordinate for the international day, and UNESCO has enlisted 40 international days. In World Women Day, World Human Rights Day, World Children Day, Environment Day, like these types of days, especially coordinated by the UNESCO. And it also look after very important tasks. It has 5 major tasks. It also look for the very important tasks in the worldwide that are enlisted of the World Heritage Site, special heritage site, creative network, and man and biosphere program. So UNESCO is very much dedicated in these all things. And till now, UNESCO has preserved, enlisted 1,073 World Heritage Sites in 167 countries. So it coordinates for the early warning system, for the tsunami and other kind of disasters. So it leads the global effort to reach the quality education in all member countries, and then it has very good expertise on the quality of education. So it launched the same world-class research laboratory in Middle East. It stands for the freedom of expression, and it's condemn any kind of attack over the journalism. So it is working for the freedom of expression, and it has been promoting that freedom of expression and journalism safety all over the world. And sometimes it also monitor the performance of the World Heritage Site, and if it doesn't found meet the minimum standard of that World Heritage Site, it also removed the sites names from the World Heritage list, and it has done quite some cases also. So it also built the youth networks across the world, and it is very much dedicated for promoting the science, art, culture, and education in the member countries. Likewise, another vital organization is WHO. We call it World Health Organization. It was established on 7th April 1948. It is responsible for the public health, and it is the very concerned and very authentic organization to monitor the health situation and warn the government for the health threats and risks. So now it has been coordinating for the COVID-19 in worldwide, and publishing report, and then empowering member state for this vaccine and other preventive methods, and also promoting the curative methods, and warn the international community on the threat of the COVID-19. It has also developed the health protocol for the general people. so which is applicable for the whole world. And it takes the lead for prevention and control of specific disease, as it has been doing for COVID-19 now, and it has done in many cases in the past. Also, it coordinate for the health service facility for the member states, like it also like raise the voice on behalf of the poor member state and poor health facilities, and then invite big nations and invite like powerful nations to support for the weaker one. So it worked to improve the family and environment health situations. It leads for biomedical research, and it publishes the health literatures, information, and research findings. So likewise, the decolonization is one of the great act of the United Nations. The world was suffering from the colonialism. Colonialism is extension of the formal or informal control over the dominated political societies. And if we see the history, Spain and Portugal tried to expand their influence all over the globe, and British, Dutch, and other European power followed them. After the Second World War, there was 72 non-self-governing territory and 11 trustee territory. So decolonization is the process by which the colonies become independent of the colonizing country. If we see the history, in 1776, the rebellion by the North America colonists against the British rule, and Haiti became the liberate in 1791 from the colonial rules. So long ago, the decolonization was started, and that has proved that in other countries, they also get rid from the colonial rules. So after the Second World War, many countries under the colonial rules, and the moment of liberation was started. As I told, there was 72 non-self-governing territory and 11 trust territory. And the United Nations Special Committee on the Situation with regard to the implementation of the declaration of the granting of independence to colonial countries, and people of the Special Committee on Decolonizations is a committee of the UN General Assembly that was established in 1961 and is exclusively devoted to the issue of decolonization. When UN was created, there were 750 million people living in the territories that were non-self-governing. Means colonialism has been like, at that time, colonialism was one of the great issue. So hoping to spread of the process of decolonizations, the General Assembly passed the resolution in Resolution 1514, also known as the Declaration on the Granting of Independence to Colonial Countries and People. The declaration is started that all people have the right to self-determination, and that immediate steps should be taken to the end of colonialism in unconditional way. So that is how major tasks of the United Nations, and there are other thematic organizations which has been working for the betterment of the human society. And now UN is also very much focused on sustainable development goal, especially UN and United Nations Development Program and others thematic organizations also giving fully emphasis on sustainable development goals. That is the common goal of all member nations. So this is how international organizations and UN is working. So this is what I want to present in front of you. If you have any queries and questions, you are very much welcome. And again, I would like to congratulate all of you for this very much nice program. And I would like to thank to Mr. Tej and the entire college family for inviting me in this beautiful program. Wish you all the best. Stay safe and stay healthy. Thank you.